Soap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Leading a frontal assault on the lies of the New World Order. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
We're back live. Bob Chapman is our guest. We're going to take some of your phone calls. Also want to look at this Bloomberg Business Week report. Gold prices extend rally as odious dollar drops versus the euro. But you notice the euro drops, then the dollar drops, and the euro goes back a little bit, and then the dollar drops, and the dollar will go back a little bit, and the euro drops, then it goes back up, then it drops. But if you look at the long-term charts, it's all just going down. It's concerted, coordinated, global currency devaluation run by the same group of crooks. We'll be talking to Bob again here in just a moment. But first, I want to tell you about a wonderful made-in-American company, and that's Diamond Gusset Jeans. They've got motorcycle jeans, regular jeans, all made in Tennessee and Georgia. Wonderful people, high-quality jeans, made in America, gussetclothing.com, G-U-S-S-E-T, gussetclothing.com, or give them a call, 888-8-GUSSET. That's 888-8-GUSSET. If we don't start buying American, we're dead. How many people do I know that say they want to have jobs that go shop at Walmart where it's almost all made in China? GussetClothing.com. I also want to tell you about eFoodsDirect.com. They are the leader in high-quality storable foods. And the reason I've bought storable food is the ongoing deepening depression in case society completely collapses or there's World War III. I mean, now more than ever, you really are crazy if you don't have high-quality storable foods, and this is the place. This is what, where I've gotten my storable foods. The letter E, just eFoodsDirect.com or 800-409-5633. It's insurance you can eat. Store safely for 10 years. eFoodsDirect.com or 800-409-5633. And finally, PureWaterFreedom.com. One word. I want to tell you about PureWaterFreedom.com. If you want to affordably remove fluoride from your tap water, visit PureWaterFreedom.com. They have a full line of household fluoride filters. You can even remove fluoride from every water source in your home with a whole house fluoride system. They have a wide variety of filters to remove all types of toxins from your water, including shower and bath filters. All the filters are made in the USA. We try to get sponsors made in the USA. Check out their banners on PrisonPlanet.com or Infowars.com or go to PureWaterFreedom.com to take control of your water supply today. Bob, before we go to calls, gold. You did say, 3 weeks ago on the show when gold was going down, you said look for the dollar when it starts going down for gold to go back up. And going from memory, you said that, and this has been true in the past, that normally the two were somewhat coupled together. But that now, you said this again last week, that when gold was still basically the same from the drop, that there'd been a 80% decoupling. So what does this mean, this big rally in gold the last few days?
Well, first of all, on Wednesday's issue, I said that on Thursday or Friday, we'd break back out again, and it happened today. And you just can't keep it down, because I think that the main reason that gold has been as strong as it has over the past 15 months is because it's challenged the dollar as the only real currency in the world. And that's extraordinarily important. If you go back 6,000 years, you'll see the same thing. In the first 6 months of the year, all the currencies fell against gold. The U.S. dollar, 13.3%. I mean, if that were to continue, it would be about 25% for the year, which it's been doing for the last 10 years. But, you don't know about that unless you listen to this program, because the mainline media is not going to tell you that. So it's going to go back up and challenge its high here over the next little while, which was around 1260, and it'll go through it, and it'll go higher again. The gold would have been up substantially more today had not it been for the intercession of the United States government knocking it down from a plus 15 to about a plus 680. It's now trading around a plus 8. And, they are fighting a rear guard action. They can't win, and they know that. They can't beat gold. And they're scurrying around, and they're trying to find out, should we use SDRs, which have no backing, incidentally, and can't legally have any backing as an IMF instrument, or should we have the thing that Keynes talked about called the bank core? Now, they're trying to find alternatives. Anything that they come up with that does not have gold backing, they better forget it, because it isn't going to happen.
Bob, I mean, I'm not a financial wizard, but I can look at the last 8 years and gold slowly going up, 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 up. And if you look at the graph on a monthly or 2 monthly basis, you see it go up and down. But over time, it's going straight up. So people should be able to very easily make profits continually, either in gold stocks or in the physical market. But I guess if they're watching MSNBC or CNBC, they're not going to tell them these basic facts.
Well, you're certainly right about that. And the coins, they continue to go up. The bullion continues to go up. The graded numismatic coins continue to go up more because there's only so many of them. And the shares have gone up very well. I think that the graded numismatics are way underpriced, and I think they should be selling higher. If you go back to the Great Depression between 1929 and 36, the two leading mines at the time were Dome Mines and Homestake. Dome went up 558%, and Homestake went up 474% during an deflationary environment. Very important, because that tells you that gold-related assets are going to do well whether we have inflation or deflation. It doesn't make any difference. In fact, I would want to own gold-related assets more during a deflationary period, because at least you're going to keep your purchasing power.
Where do you see gold?
And that's very important.
Where do you see gold by year end?
Oh, I think we can easily get to 1650. And it all depends on what happens. If we have an attack in the Middle East on Lebanon, Syria, or Iran, then I would think that that would artificially, probably on a short-term basis, make the dollar stronger, because the United States is geographically far removed from that area. But gold would go up. It would be a perfect scenario for gold, and it's going to get fought all the way. These people behind the scenes in Washington and London are going to do everything they can to keep it down. They will not be successful. In the final analysis, it'll break out and run and go crazy. The longer they keep this thing down. They started doing this in 1988 officially and legally. But, I've been in the market since 1960. And in 1960, 60, 67, and 68, they illegally did it. And they did it again October the 19th, 1987. So this is nothing new. They know the power of gold. And if you hark back to what Paul Volcker said when he tried to save the economy, which he actually did during the early 1980s, he said, the only big mistake I made is that I didn't suppress the gold price.
Final question on this issue, then we're going to phone calls and a few other news items I want to go over with you here, Bob, before this hour elapses. It seems what they're doing is trying to just have a slow increase in gold price so people don't psychologically have a gold rush and realize that it's one of the few decent investments out there, and that they understand that psychologically it's then perceived as just moderately good investment because they are able to slow its basic increase.
That's true. And they know in the end that it's going to go up considerably. And they're not too concerned about that because they own a lot of it. How much? I don't know, and neither does anybody else. It's just like we don't know how much gold in Fort Knox belongs to the United States government. We know it's there. I do, because I had subscribers that guarded it. So I know firsthand from them that it's there. But who does it belong to? And is it tungsten bars that's coated with gold? We don't know that. We haven't had an audit since 1954. And it's strange that Congress wouldn't demand an audit just to make everybody happy and shut people like me up.
Well, they're acting very secretively. Let's take some phone calls with Bob Chapman. Thanks for joining us if you just tuned in. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show, the #1 alternative radio program on the globe. The websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And, of course, I'm also a documentary filmmaker, and those are available on the websites as well and at PrisonPlanet.tv. Bob Chapman's excellent website, it's indispensable to understand the economy and politics, is TheInternationalForecaster.com. Let's go to Josh in California. Josh, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex. Hey, Bob. I have a statement and then just a quick question. Quick statement is, my cousin actually just sent me a text saying I should listen to NPR. There's a segment that they just did this morning called Voodoo History, Debunking Conspiracy Theories. So I know there's no question that you are definitely having an effect, because ever since over the last, 2 weeks now or a week and a half, you've been asking us to do the search term. So they're now, the establishment is doing everything they can to use their quote-unquote, progressive radio to try to get the liberal media to push away the conspiracy.
Well, Josh, let me be clear, though. I mean, out of hundreds of prominent people fighting the globalist, myself and Ron Paul are the most prominent. Ron Paul even more prominent, which is actually a scary position to be in, I will tell you. But I don't deserve the credit. You, the listeners taking action, deserve it. But it's more than just Alex Jones here speaking out. If I wouldn't have spoken out and Bob wouldn't have spoken out for 5 decades, myself a decade and a half, you'd already have a big awakening happening, because things are so bad and so out in the open. But because we were there being laughed at for decades, some listened, some didn't, now people are really paying attention because patriots, quote, conspiracy theorists, have done a good job of telling the truth. And so we've got a lot of credibility when the mainstream media and government has lost all their credibility. Bob Chapman comments on this, because the enemy is pulling out all the stops to demonize us.
Well, there's no question about that. And there's 2 things that bother me. Number one, that we need more help and we need more people on talk radio and writing and telling the world about what's going on. So please come and help us. I'm getting old and long in the tooth. And second of all, I'm deeply disappointed in newsletter writers, with the exception of 3 or 4. All of them who know about what's going on won't talk about it. And I wish they would, because, we could use their help. And yes, we do have the establishment media, the people behind the scenes. They are deeply concerned because we're eating their lunch.
Well, here's the deal, and I want to get your take on this, Bob, and then Josh's, and then we'll move on. In the past, they could just say fluoride's good for you, but now all these top scientists that even work for the government have the internet to speak out, and they're exposing it. So the globalist, and it's the same on the economy, war, terrorism, all of it, they're still playing the old game from 10, 20, 30 years ago in the Cold War, where they could just lie to us. Take the case of Vietnam. 5,000 to 6,000 advisors died in the first 4 years of the secret war from 60 to 64. They would just lie to the public and get away with it. Or they'd stage the Gulf of Tonkin, and it